Somebody said this to me once. Saddam Hussein. Guilty. God loved him deeply, and his nation, and all the bad things they did. He cared deeply, just like he cared for us and the people in all the civil rights movements, didn't he? God's graciousness and compassion sometimes is just is incomprehensible. God's fatherly compassion came out for his children, humanity, for the ones gone astray, when he said, Nineveh, come. I'll give you one more chance. Expectations can bring us down or bring us up. Amen? I mean, we live for expectations, man. When we're in that high, and it worked. I mean, when Kaylin got okay to have that nonprofit magazine going, she was high. I saw her. But then she had to do some other things, and more stuff, more money. She was low. Huge. You understand the kind of the roller coaster. So what do we do when our expectations go unmet? I can give you points, but it does nothing for the emotions that you feel at the time, okay? You have to understand, when I give points, I feel a bit disingenuous at times, because when the emotions are overwhelming you, it's like, it's like a slap in the face, quite frankly. But what do we do when our expectations go unmet? Friends. You have to have a friend out there who you can just say, Pah. Y'all know what that means? Pah. Okay, good. You got to try somehow to summon up a prayer. Whether it's an angry one or a nice one, summon something up and come up. Cry. Cry. If it's a mistake, learn from your mistakes. This is real common, because culture dictates what's important, what's esteemed, what should be sought after, and who's important. I still find it incomprehensible that an athlete makes more than a teacher.
Thank you.
Yeah, amen. Can you imagine if we said, okay, teachers, if we just said, teachers, we're going to pay you $1 million a year with all the benefits. You know how many people would be working? You know what I'm saying? It would just turn the whole education process upside down. It would just literally transform everything. The ones who are burnt out because they're working so hard and not getting paid, well, they're going to get paid, and it's going to give them energy. You see what could happen? But we pay these athletes, you know what I'm saying? I have nothing against athletes. I'm an athlete. I love athletes. I think they're smart. I think they're intelligent. And I think, some of them are educated. Some of them. Some of them are just gifted athletically. But all the teachers are educated, teaching a whole generation what's supposed to be right and wrong and stuff. We say $40,000 a year, struggle. That's why I'm not a teacher. I thought about becoming a teacher. You know my dream job? I shouldn't say this too, because I'm pastoring. Lord. But you know what my dream job is? Is to teach basic computers at high school and coach football. If I had my choice, that's what I would do. But they only pay, they pay pennies. Not in politics, but that's everywhere. So, my notes say, learn from your mistakes. Shoot, I did this last week too. Learn from our mistakes, meaning, if you've set your ideals too high, your expectations too high, and like if I said, I'm striving to be the next Billy Graham or Joel Olson or T.D. Jakes or something like that, perhaps my expectations are a little out of whack, And I need to kind of learn from my mistakes of setting them too high. Very, very important with expectations. And lastly, try again when we can. You understand what I mean? Try again when we can. Sometimes when you work and you go and you try and you do something and it just doesn't happen. You ever been there? You've thrown everything into it and it just doesn't happen. You didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did. It just doesn't happen. And then you wake up in the morning and it's hard to get out of bed because you don't know what you're going to do. You know, I think one of the last things in these steps is try again when you can. That makes sense. Try again when you can. So for those of you who are high right now, not literally high. So I have to say that because my background, okay? A friend might be here. Oh, yeah, he's still doing it as pastor. Yeah. No. But if you're at a place where you've done some things, some of your expectations have been met, you're excited, you're on top of the world, you're saying, oh my gosh, yes, I did this. I started a magazine. It's starting to happen. It's going well. I'm starting a surfers group on Friday. Had my biggest group ever on Friday night. Awesome. Be excited. Stay there as long as you can. Ride it out. You know what I'm saying? You just stay there as long as you can. Right, Mark? Stay there. Stay there, Mark. You get any bigger, we'll just start a church in your house and call it VX wherever you're at, and you can be a preacher like me. But for those of you who your expectations have not been met, and you're at a place in a time in your life where you're just like, my God, what happened? I'm sure I heard God, but this just isn't happening right now. Why? Why am I here? And just inside, you're just hurting. And, I've listened to a lot of music this week. I went on a little sabbatical to kind of Utah, just drove. And I found so many songs talking about broken dreams, broken hearts, broken loves, broken this, broken that. I mean, I started recording. They were actually moving me. And I was like, oh, my gosh, all these songs are about people being broken. And you know what? No resolution. These songs do not resolve to the Christian happy place. If you know what I'm saying. So if you're there this morning, I really want you to get some prayer. I really want you to let some of our prayer team pray for you this morning. Not to make everything better. Not to claim victory. Not to say tomorrow is going to be a new day because God's going to make all these great new things happen. But so you could just, for a moment, feel the love of another person putting their hand on your shoulder, just sharing the compassion and the love of God and being with you for a moment where you're at. Does that make sense? Maybe God will grow a vine over your head tomorrow and give you shade and rest. But I don't know. Amen? Why don't we all stand?